I'm Ryeshia Farmer. I'm the Community Program Manager at the African American Roundtable. That means that I help to host community programs for the public at large, especially on the Northwest side, as well as for our base of volunteers, members, leaders, and folks just getting in where they fit in. And I have helped to lead the Northwest Side Stories Project for the last 2 to 3 years. So the African American Roundtable I describe it as a Black leadership development organization since we've shifted gears over the last couple years from policy advocacy as our predominant work to just developing Black leaders in service of building power towards Black liberation. And Northwest Side Stories was one of the first opportunities that I led at the African American Roundtable starting in 2021 that allowed us to do this. And so Northwest Side Stories gave us the opportunity to intimately get to know people, intimately talk about the African American Roundtable and share our desire to anchor on Milwaukee's Northwest Side, as well as just get to know what was already happening because we were new to the area. Northwest Side Stories are for Northwest Siders, and the Northwest Side, the African American Roundtable defines as aldermanic districts 5 and 9. So currently, if your aldermen are either Alder Lamont Westmoreland or Alder Larissa Taylor, you definitely qualify. Also, if you live in zip codes 53218, 222, 223, 224, you also qualify. All the organizing work that we do is a part of a storytelling journey. And right now, we're developing a story that will 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now be history. And what story do we want to be telling? We want to make sure we're aligned in that storytelling. And we want that story to be of us building a more thriving future for the Northwest Side and for Milwaukee. And we'll sit down with you for 25, 45 minutes, depending on how rich of a story you want to tell. And I'll ask you some questions about your experience. I may ask you some questions about the work that we're doing on the Northwest Side or through our Liberate MKE campaign or through youth engagement or through our field work, and just get your natural opinion. There are no right or wrong answers. AART is an abolitionist organization. We're full of Black folks primarily, predominantly, almost exclusively. I think folks who are not Black and who are not abolitionists might not know that they have a place or a role, or that they're invited to be a part of these conversations. We recognize that as we moved onto the Northwest Side, not everybody here is Black. Not everybody here is an abolitionist. But if folks are, we talk about a lot, being open to being transformed by this work, being open to be transformed by these conversations, being willing to learn about abolitionist politic. Not that you need to convert, right, or become an abolitionist by the end of your interview, but if you're open to be in conversation, really, and like analyze the world that we live in and reflect on the world that we live in and why we value carceral systems and police so much, and really think about and imagine possibilities for a future where the people keep us safe, where we're more proactive in our safety, where our communities are invested in a way that allows us to keep each other safe and does not require police or carceral systems. If you're just open to that conversation and you're on the Northwest Side, even if you're not Black, even if you're not an abolitionist per se, you're welcome to these conversations. You're welcome to these interviews. And so, don't let us scare you off. A little bit about Liberate MKE and bringing community leaders into that process as opposed to AART staff owning that. You can expect us to be talking about the Northwest Side asset map that we're launching this spring and the over 150 assets that we collected and that showed us that there's a lot of rich things worth investment in on the Northwest side. You can expect us talking about the dope field work that we're doing with our new lead canvasser and how they'll be knocking doors with their canvas team and doing pop-ups and street canvassing. You can expect us to be talking about youth engagement and how we are being very intentional this year about hosting space for young people, bringing young people into our work and building relationships with young people, thinking about how we can adapt our spaces to better support 13 to 24-year-olds. And you can expect us to drop a story once a quarter, so once every 3 months. And we're going to work a little bit more closely with the people that we interview to promote those stories. You'll see some social media ads. You'll see a bunch of shares on social media. You'll see some reels and some TikToks and some really cool ways to help promote the project this year. So get excited for Northwest Side Stories 2024. The African American Roundtable develops Black leaders to transform our lives. We need support to continue organizing and programming that builds power in communities. You can support by donating $60 today to keep our movement going, and that's only $5 a month. You can click the link in the description to donate now.